Does Mars get in?
You cursed him. You cursed him.
He's in!
Oh my god.
Mars finally gains the skill to enter the game.
The game wasn't gonna let us know until the last second possible. Just teasing.
It's like, oh, I don't know if I can let you in the game, Mars.
It's like checking the passport. I'm not sure about you, dude.
Also, it's Rossi now starting at the back. Dank starting near the front, C in hell. Rixon actually towards the front, so... yeah, I'm expecting Danks to just win this by like 10 seconds. Unfortunate, Naposha, Skipper and Esprit all starting towards the back of the grid. This is a bad grid for Eastern Europe. They do have pole position, let's not forget.
Yeah, but by who is that?
Wait, Naposha gets a really good launch off the line. Rossi falling behind him. I guess Rossi maybe on Xbox.
Yes.
He breaks down aggressively into the first corner, makes many positions during the ghosting. On the back end of his car right there as Gem goes wide off of pole position and now all the way back into 7th position. Rossi making his way through in the ghosting period. Down the inside of Ozzy, pushes Ozzy wide actually.
Damage could have been worse.
And now at the front of the grid, it is 5 UK racers. So only Ozzy, after taking that punt from Rossi, is at the back.
That was a...
Oh, Rossi misses his braking point and flies into Mars.
I don't think he practiced this particular track. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but...
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily got his braking points down quite yet. In the meantime, though, Danks and Rixon flying off ahead.
Skipper seems to have found his way in front of his own team anyway.
And then they go around the top of the hill, tricky corner there, trying not to hit the props on the outside, and now this is the hardest corner on the track right here. Can you keep it pinned?
Actually, Ross had a day of practice, I heard.
Ah.
In the chat.
Well, it seems he was just missing his braking points after those delays as Rixon flies over the inside of the curb, loses a little bit of time there. 1.1 seconds off of Danks as Danks accelerates his advantage up ahead. And now Rossi caught up to the back of Speed Racer. Speed Racer losing the back end of his car, gets in the way of Rossi, ruins his momentum a little bit there. Now Rossi tucks into the slipstream, he's going to look down. Oh, Speed Racer changes his line at the last possible second. He's defending from his teammate for some reason. Don't know why he's doing that. Oh, and Mars hits the inside of the wall! So Mars making a big mistake right there. And now Naposha is right on the back end of his train.
Actually, SpeedX Racer now backing off to defend from Naposha.
So while this is going on, how about we jump on board with Ozzy? Because Ozzy is right in the midst of it. Currently in 8th position, but he's in touch with this train. The train that goes all the way back from 3rd position to him in 8th. He's not quite in the slipstream yet, so he's not in range. He just needs to slowly work his way forwards. Pace by pace, lap by lap. There's 12 laps in total. Oh, but Ozzy goes extremely wide, completely misses his braking point.
Nice.
Unfortunate.
Oh, and he misses it again.
Unfortunate.
Oh, and the sprint fucking hit me.
Esprit missed the same checkpoint and then smashed into Ozzy. That's an omega lol moment right there.
Who gets ahead is the question.
There we go, Rossi. Over the line, 47.4. No fast laps as of yet. Rossi falling off the back end of Danks, who is flying right now at the front of the order. Speed Racer close behind Rossi and Naposha keeping in touch along with Skipper. Rossi loses the back end of his car over there, not going fully over the curb or not touching it at all, which is what you want to be doing in that corner. Wow, that lamppost just randomly Forza physics Rossi right there, losing the back end of his car. and Speed Racer dives up the inside of Rossi.
Interesting move.
Yeah, they're going side by side, and that's given a chance for Naposha to catch up. So Rossi goes deep into the corner, expecting a dive from Speed Racer, which does in fact come through. So Speed Racer back up in front, but now Rossi is in range of Naposha. Naposha right behind Rossi and Speed Racer. Naposha's in the slipstream. You can hear his engine there to the right-hand side. Rossi cuts across. Naposha behind, boxed in. Speed Racer taking that line to the corner. Rossi carrying a lot of speed. Speed Racer and Rossi going wide. Naposha going up the inside with a double overtake, but he can't quite make it happen. How does it go on the exit? He gets boxed in by Speed Racer. Speed Racer loses the back end of his car. Now it's 3 wide coming into the tricky section. Someone has to back out here or they're all going to go into the wall. And there it goes. Speed Racer comes out the worst of that and Rossi comes out the best. In the meantime, Skipper is also up in that battle as Speed Racer is going backwards.
This is really amazing to see. That 3 wide was really cool.
Oh, and someone went off really badly there. And that's Skipper. Skipper and Speed Racer crashed. So Skipper and Speed Racer down into 8th and 10th position, and now only Rossi and Naposha remain. Speed Racer gives a nailed it. I'm assuming he hit the inside of the wall.
Something like that. I guess Skipper just got tagged along.
Now we see Danks extending his advantage. 4.5 seconds over Rixon right now.
Right. Danks did this track before in the team wars, didn't he?
Yes, this is the same track that was used for JOR versus FRF, so Speed Racer and Danks have both got a lot of reps on this circuit.
Right, that makes more sense then.
Oh, and Speed Racer made another mistake and he's now in last.
Well, from dive bomb and Rossi to last, you know, it's a result.
Yeah, so top 4 positions currently controlled by Britain, something that we probably expected going into this matchup. However, Ozzy and Speed Racer definitely not looking comfortable at this point in the race. Heavy mistakes putting them behind. So as long as Wuuzziy and ESPRIT can have a decent race for themselves, we could see Eastern Europe controlling the mid positions. So yeah, Ozzy 27 seconds behind. Ozzy is just completely gone. And Danks is already in the 44s, 44.6. Yeah, Danks is absolutely going off right now. Ozzy keeps it calm over that curb. 1.1 seconds between him and Shinigami. 1:45.4 is the lap time that Rossi sets. So let's have a look at Danks. Let's see how he's driving as the man in the lead.
Sorry for the pole.
He's just chilling.
Was the Speed Racer on the call?
I think so.
There we go, holding the inside line, full speed, no problem. Braking nice and early, getting it turned in on the inside.
Sorry about that, just get over
Car's
with again.
rotated. And there he goes. Nice exit right there down the hill towards the long straight.
Oh.
You can check on the checkpoint. Rixon 5.1 seconds behind. Now Danks has a specific line that he likes to take. Watch out for him going for it on the right hand side. It's quite risky. He goes over onto the snow and brakes on there. Saves him about 0.2 of a second, but it's so easy to hit the tree or miss the checkpoint. So he is the only driver in the UK currently going for that line. And there he goes. Full speed over this section, and now clipping the inside. Not slowing himself too much down on the props. Now he wants to go nice and tight. Second gear over the curb, straight line. Not losing the back end, very nice from him, and braking on the outside but not on the snow. Getting the car rotated, and then not a great exit out of the last corner, but we'll see what his lap time is as he comes down to the line. And it's another 44.6, 44.7. So really disgusting pace being set there by Danks. Absolutely destroying the competition at the moment. In the meantime, Gopnik just got overtaken by Ozzy. So Ozzy and Gopnik battling away with each other as Ozzy begins to come through the field.
I can at least, I think I might be able to get fifth in this.
Ozzy definitely acclimatizing to the track at this point. Playing it nice and safe. You can see his layout on the left-hand side. Good throttle control. Obviously, no rumble in that PS4 controller, so a little bit less tactile feedback as he begins to slowly edge his way closer to Skipper. There he goes, braking in a straight line. Not as tight as Danks was, and he ends up going a little bit wide. That's going to compromise his exit just slightly. But all in all, he's really beginning to attack and catch up to Skipper. He did a 145.6 last lap, so that's definitely a good lap for him. Anything in the 145s is a quick lap time, and only Danks is really hitting those 144s. I think Rixon did a 144.9 as his best lap, so he'd definitely be happy with his current pace as long as he can maintain that without making any mistakes. Here he goes, he's catching up to the back of Skipper. Goes, breaking down nicely is Ozzy. Not going over the inside line as Danks did, going through a bit safer. No need to go straight line over that curb and the bumps there. There he goes, getting a good exit. Still on the back end of Skipper. What is his lap time? 45.9, so still keeping up his pace in the 45s. Definitely faster than Skipper, gaining on him by at least a second a lap. And taking a nice line through the first corner. Over the inside on the curb completely. Difficult, but definitely fastest. And there he goes, getting very close to the wall there. Ozzy risking it all in his need to catch up as fast as possible. And he's looking down the inside of Skipper. Up ahead is Jem as well. And the Porsche is still on the back of, I believe that is Mars up ahead. Yeah, that is Rossi and Mars going nose to tail. So keep an eye on that on the minimap if you see it. Two teammates battling, so we're not going to show that on screen. This is more important. There he goes. Rossi up the inside, parks it on the apex, and just about manages to get it done. So Ozzy ahead of Skipper, and now he's onto the back of Jem. Jem having a pretty good race for himself, actually. This is the first time he's been up into the top 6, beyond the halfway point as far as I'm aware. But Skipper still in Ozzy's slipstream, so Ozzy's got to look behind him and make sure that he doesn't make too many big mistakes. Or goes a little bit wide, unsettles the car. That's not what he wanted to do. Losing a little bit of time. Skipper getting close, but not making anything happen. And he wants to hold this in full throttle throughout this corner. There he goes. Lovely little bit of driving there from Ozzy, keeping it calm and collected. Then over the curbs right there. Keeps it in close to the inside. Cuts the curb. Oh, but he loses the back end. Throttles too much, and that's going to put him under attack. Oh, he takes it up the inside, just getting bounced a bit by Skipper there, who crashes into the back end of his car. And the closer he gets to Jem, if Skipper maintains his distance behind him, he's going to come under attack from a sandwich. So it could be quite scary for Ozzy in the next couple laps.
Yeah, I think when Skipper bumped into his rear there, he was expecting Ozzy to defend the inside, but Ozzy stayed wide. Oh, very nice overtake.
Oh, a little bit late on the brakes right there. Jem was still looking down the inside, gets the position back after Ozzy made the dive, but Ozzy with a beautiful exit right there, round the outside of Jem, makes the move stick, makes it happen, and promotes himself up into 6th position.
Must be.
With sneeze. Oh, that was Rossi sneezing. In the meantime, Jem is getting overtaken by Skipper. Right, so... Oh, Rossi down the inside of Mars right there. We didn't see the full move, but we saw it happen. Rossi ahead of Mars, but Mars still sticking right on the back end, and Rossi losing a little bit of time, losing the back end of his car through that corner, but so too it was for Mars. Clipping the inside of the corner, getting very tight to these walls. Dangerous for Rossi, but able to keep it together. Rossi's best lap now of 45.4, definitely good pace. That's what you want to be hitting in the race. And Mars sitting behind him. Rixon doing extremely well for himself after 2 almost last place per finishes versus Central Northern EU, is up in 2nd place with a 7-second gap back to Rossi. But Danks, as usual, best performing player from the UK, really on fire today and performing extremely well. You see Rossi there, tentative on the throttle, very smooth. The S-Class Britain are winning currently in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th and 9th positions. No POVs back there towards the back, and Skipper actually missed a checkpoint. Skipper fell back to 11th position after being right on the back of Ozzy. Unfortunate for him, so he lost all of that time right there. So Rossi now accelerating away from Mars, but it's still Danks dominating out up front. And you know what? Let's give Rixon some love. Rixon hasn't been on screen too much lately.
I told you he'd be doing well this time.
Yeah, 145.0, so he's so close. Oh! As we get on board with him, commentator's curse slams into a wall.
I'm not saying anything.
There they go. Getting it in nicely into the apex. I think that's about where it's going to stay for these guys at this point in the race. Still doing a 45.7 Rixon, so definitely got good pace. Let's hop on board for a full lap. Let's see how he's driving compared to Danks. So braking in the middle, not going quite as far on the inside as possible, doesn't touch the curb, goes for the more conservative line, a little bit on the outside there, gets it turned in, not too dangerous, not too close, keeps it on the road. Oh, playback issues, but we're good once again. Rotates around the outside, misses the apex, but still gets himself a decent exit for himself, losing about a couple tenths to Danks, who's up ahead. Now he's going to be full speed through this corner, turns in, and just on time, gets hooked into the grass on the inside, breaks down nice and early, rotates over, just barely clipping the checkpoint with the side of his car. Not as inside as he could be, but still pretty decent. Accelerating out, lost about 4 tenths to Danks in that corner, who got a better line on the inside of the hairpin. Now they're accelerating away. It's going to be the risky line or the safe line coming to this corner. What does he go for? He stays on the road, so he's taking the safe line. Keeps it on the inside, in 4th gear, breaks down nicely, clips the apex, not losing the back end of his car, gets the acceleration, and actually catches up to Danks through that section. Not quite a good exit through the hairpin at the top of the hill, and hangs it once more through that very tricky corner. So easy to scrape or crash into the wall. Over the curb on the inside, breaking down. Misses his braking point slightly, a bit too far on the outside, but not losing too much time. Only about 4 tenths to Danks up ahead. Brakes on the apex, gets his car rotated. Now he's going to accelerate the line. Bit wide on the exit. He wanted to be tighter into the apex, but let's see what time he gets. And it's a 45.3, so good laps there for Rixon. He is doing well for himself. In the meantime, we'll hop on board briefly with Mars as he's beginning to chase down Rossi a little bit, losing time, but still could happen for them. As Rossi has also broken himself into the 44s, so Mars going to have to do bits to keep up with him. We'll hop on board with Mars for 1 lap, just because he's got no HUD, so we won't stay too long, so we can keep track of the action that's going back down on the other parts of the track. Goes hooking into the outside. Let's see if he can get the hairpin like Danks does. Not quite, still going wide. Danks is the only guy who really nails that section of the track. So Mars losing a bit of time over the optimal as Rossi goes wide on the exit there, getting close to the wall. Pretty dangerous for him. Danks actually doing a 44.5. That is an insane lap from him right there.
Very good.
I think that might actually be his PB, even across practice. Oh, Danks actually missed a checkpoint.
He could afford to, right?
Go get him, Rixon.
Yeah.
dive bomb me, ram me in the head.
Well, since they're pretty close, let's just hop on board with Mr. Rixon as we come into the last lap. Let's see if he can keep pace with Danks. Or does he get a 44? Oh, barely! Rixon into the 44s as well. Nice job, Rixon.
Very good for him.
Yeah, I think Rixon only ever hit like one other 44 lap, so he's going to be pleased with his pace this race, especially after the first couple disappointing races he had. Oh, going a little bit wide on the apex, losing a lot of time there. Probably 6/10 to Danks over that section. And just cruising onto the last lap. Okay, these guys don't seem particularly close. So instead, we will say hello to Mars's stream as he continues to try and chase down Rossi. Oh, and Speed Racer has left the convoy. So Speed Racer is out.
Oh no.
I mean, it doesn't change anything. But... No.
UK definitely having a showcase of their pace.
So yeah, definitely a difference in power level between Eastern Europe and Asia compared to Britain and Central Northern EU. So we'll just hop out and stick on board with Rossi as he finishes off his laps. Last lap of the race here. The Porsche is sort of the shining light for his team there, managing to keep it in 5th, but still pretty far off the back of Mars as far as I can see. I see him there on the minimap. I think he did miss one checkpoint. But overall, pretty good consistency from him. But yeah, Danks, Rixon, Mars, Rossi, those guys really pulled the finger of the hat right there, and that's what made the difference. Top 3, all in the 44s.
Rossi's lap!
Oh my god, his last lap was a 44.4! Wow, he just PB'd by literally 5/10.
Wow.
I didn't even notice.
Really showing what he's made of.
Yeah, Rossi
Oh,
really
wow.
pulling a finger out the hat in these GT3 cars. I think he is most comfortable in them.
Clearly.
Especially the Ferrari. It's very stiff and got a bit of understeer in the corner. So it handles relatively similar to Forza Motorsport 7 cars compared to a lot of the ones that are also available. Right, so I am going to quickly mute Rossi's stream, and we're going to straight away spin the wheel so that they can get into the second race as soon as possible after those delays. And here we go. So remember, they can't get the Ferrari, they can't get the Porsche on the festival. They can only get the Mazda tracks pretty much. Oh, and we are going to get a Mazda track, and there it is!
Wow.
Wow, the wheel is really working for us today, Kutten.
I mean,
And there it is.
Huffington still with the Mazda unused, you know. Got my fingers crossed.
So yeah, similar track and in the Mazdas. So we're going to pull up the end of race screenshot. A little bit low res, but we can deal with that. UK dominating the top end of the order. Speed Racer leaving the race for some reason. I guess he DC'd. But yeah, I mean, Naposha, the shining light for Eastern Europe this time. Going to be slower cars, so I think they're going to do a much better job. So anyway, as I say that, Kutten, thank you so much for joining me on the caster desk. I will let you head out and go practice for your French race, which is coming up after this next one.
It's been my pleasure. I'll see you guys in the race.
Yes, we will be cheering for you.
All right, bye-bye.
And welcoming back into the caster desk, it's Clam. Clam, welcome back. How was talking to your guests?
Hello. Just fine. A little socializing.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've been here talking about Forza.
We had to. Yeah, no, we had to cut it short because I had casting to do. I have a race in half an hour, so I had to tell them to just leave.
Piss off.
Pretty much.
Get out of my house.
So I caught the last few laps of that race. It didn't seem that interesting, unfortunately.
Nah,
What
pretty
happened
dominating
with the
performances.
What happened with the starting grid though? How did that look? In
It
the race?
was, I think Danks was towards the front, and so was Rixon, and then Jem was at the front for
Oh yeah.
Eastern. It was definitely a Britain favoured grid going into that one.
Yeah. All right.
And then Speed Racer was doing well until he fought with someone, and then he went last.
Oh, that is unfortunate. So I should probably let teams know about the track, right? I'm not sure if
Yeah, have they?
race 2, Mazda on Edinburgh South Loop Short, right?
Yep, that is the one.
And Britain.
Excellent. Right, so they can get themselves ready. So yeah, I've just got it up on the stream right now. This is the results. So Rossi and Danks both doing around the same best lap time, but Danks' consistency a little bit higher and starting towards the front of the grid. Rixon doing extremely well for himself, also in the 44s, third fastest man on track and very consistent too.
Those are some really good lap times. Damn. Neposha came closest with 45.9. Of course,
Neposha was driven
he had no
pretty well.
practice, so I'm not sure if he even tried the track. So I think that's a really good result for him.
I think he came in with a little bit of practice, not much, but just a little bit.
Yeah, I might have tried the car and the blueprint. Jam coming in 7th with 148. Oh wow. I mean, yeah, like
He was just
the pace.
consistent.
Yeah, the pace for bottom 5 was kind of 2 seconds off, 3 seconds off, and then there's Speed Racer 145, but disconnected. That is unfortunate. Assuming it wasn't.
He was in 9th or 10th when he did disconnect though, and that was on the last couple laps.
Well, Whiskey said it's you or me. And Whiskey doesn't...
That is unfortunate. Do you know if there are any roster changes? It doesn't look like it, right?
So yeah, Speed Racer I don't think is coming back. I think he's just left. So
I see.
UK is subbing in either Whiskey or someone else.
Kieran did do this track. He did the
Okay.
He said this is fastest race.
That is interesting.
Oh, it'll be Kieran then. So Kieran will be racing for the UK.
How about you, Racing Cast?
They were driving the track.
How about that?
That would be against the rules very heavily if I were to race in this tournament.
Yeah, but you would also cast. Like I would keep you updated on all the gaps and stuff, you know, and tell you what's happening, and then
Well, I don't
based
cast
on
my
that,
own
you
race,
give
I
your
cast
thought.
everyone else's race.
Yeah.
That might be quite difficult. I mean, I can
Yeah.
I can cast my own race while I'm driving, which is like what I've done for the live lap rundowns. But other people's races, that requires some concentration for sure.
So we get the Mazda race. Is that the first one of this tournament so far?
Yeah, this is
think
the
so.
first Mazda race.
Oh.
The wheel fucking hates Mazda
Yes.
for some reason.
Yes. I'm really excited for this one. I kind of hope we get this as well today.
Yeah, Mazda is my favorite to race on.
Imagine
Yeah.
a Mazda pushing the sky.
It is kind of the hardest though of all the cars, right? It just feels like that.
I think
so.
to actually be properly fast, this is probably this and the Audi are both equally hard.
Mm-hmm.
But like with
Right.
these slower cars, your mistakes, your small mistakes carry into your momentum.
Yeah.
So you're not likely
Yeah.
to miss checkpoints, but you are likely to lose momentum before a straight and lose a lot of time and a
Oh,
lot
as a
of
car,
tense.
fucking go away.
Yeah.
Freak.
Yeah, makes sense. I just wanted to ask you something about the rules, and I want to have that clarified on the stream because I've seen people asking about it. So, for example, we raced in Audi on Quarry yesterday, right? Are we able to get that race again today?
Yeah, so it's only in the same day. So if you're doing two races
Okay.
on the same day, you will not get the same races. I suppose technically you are on the same day.
What the fuck
So
happened there?
I don't really know what the precedent is because obviously we've moved France over to this day instead of it was meant to be yesterday.
Yeah.
I would hope that we can get some different stuff for you guys to drive.
Yeah.
We'll see how it feels going into it. If you guys really don't want to drive the the Radical and the Audi again, then and same for the French guys, then we can probably just re-roll.
Liking it.
I mean, the Audi was fine. Radical though, oh god.
That's the way we'll do it. So we'll say it's half on the same day. We'll just not have you guys doing the Radical. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I hope we get like 2 different races. I think the guys need it as well, you know, to try something else before the knockout stages. Because after all, we only have 6 races total, so it would be really good to get like at least 4 or 5 different ones. Because there's always a chance in the knockout stage, if it goes to the 3rd game, that it's gonna be a random
number 3
one.
wants Radical. Looks like it's open for roll.
He wants Radical.
France says
all right.
no.
All right.
France has declined the gentleman's agreement.
Okay.
They want
Okay.
Radical.
No problem. No problem. Hopefully we get Audi then. All 6 of us have practice on it. We did.
I'm looking forward to
how
number
many
3 following
laps?
someone closely behind in the first corner and then flying off the track because of dirty air.
Oh. I would say he probably knows better though. Not to do that.
X-Class no practice, let's go.
What the fuck?
What do you mean you didn't get practice in? You were posting screenshots earlier. You did like 6 laps. That's like 600 for me.
Oh, Dax is starting the event, so here we go.
Go again, boys.
All right, we'll deal with that race in like half an hour.
If I actually get a good race this time.
Let me take a slurp of water. Now I'm ready. I'm prepared.
That is a good idea. That is a good idea.
Luckily, my voice is holding out. I mean, we're 4 hours in. I've been casting.
Only hour and a half to go.
Exactly. So hopefully I don't lose my voice. I've got a whole week to repair my voice. I can take a vow of silence throughout the next week.
I mean, as long as there's like, you know, as long as there are like no big incidents or something, so you don't have to scream, you know, it's all good.
Oh no, I'm gonna scream. Don't worry.
Well,
You don't have to worry about that.
it looks like everyone might be in, from what I've seen. Fingers crossed, he doesn't get delayed again.
Right, I'm putting Danks at the top since he's going to be in first this race. Right, actually, let's hop on board with Ozzy. First man in.
Oh,
Ozzy on pole position!
Hello,
And
Mars.
Rossi starting in last. So we know
wow.
who we're hopping on board with. It's Rossi.
This looks like a decent grade for Eastern Europe, though. They have everyone from 3rd to 7th, I think?
Yeah, apart from ESPRIT
Yeah.
and Wuuzziy. So it's actually pretty balanced, actually. Yeah, it's balanced. So yeah,
And here we
Ozzy's
go.
starting from last once again. I think this is oh no, sorry, Ozzy is starting from pole. I'm being stupid. So here we go, Ozzy starting off nicely. I keep on messing up Ozzy and Rossi. Their names are so similar.
Yeah.
Oh, and there we go. Everyone's smacking into the wall on the first lap. Oh, and Rixon losing the back end of his car.
Oh, there we go, unghosting.
Coming into this corner.
Is everyone going to
inside
survive?
Nicely. I don't know how to say that man's name.
So far.
Tabby... Tabpick? I don't even know.
Tat 31, let's just call him like that.
He's called 31 now.
What about the driver in 5th? How do you pronounce that? KcnaXii?
Kieran.
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 Okay.
The name.
Kieran. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Alright, so Ozzy's still in 1st place. Mars is... Oh, Nepusha is in 3rd. He's so close. He's... Oh my god, he's getting ready for this.
Oh, Rossi diving down the inside of ESPRIT. Sorry, Driftmeister manages to stop it on the apex. Actually manages to make that happen. Nice move there from Rossi.
Nepusha's just watching from the sidelines, figuring out where he's gonna make the move.
We're actually going to hop on board with Ozzy right now in the lead at the moment, but Mars is looking down the outside of him. They're going to try and leave each other space. But
Yeah,
Naposha
this
is
is not
right
good.
there.
Naposha sends it. Oh, and he gets the second place.
There he goes.
Or
And now
does he?
Ozzy on the inside. Oh, he
Yeah.
cuts it off onto Naposha.
Oh,
so
Hanks,
Naposha-
look at Hanks go. And Mars, the biggest loser of that fight, he went from second to fourth place.
Also not up, yeah.
The Porsche just like slammed through the inside of me.
As we see, Rossi already up to sixth place.
Rossi was actually, I
Yeah,
think,
he wouldn't
in
get that, he
fifth,
just
but then he
scared
went
the
back
shit
down
out
to
of
sixth. Although
Oh.
he might have been there all the time. But yeah, he had a really good first lap for himself.
He pretty much put me in the wall.
Oh, the
Oh,
Naposha
they're
on
all-
the inside.
I'm quite far back.
The Naposha on the inside. He makes it happen. And the Naposha is up into first for Eastern Europe.
And he says go.
Oh, what the hell? Thank you, Twitch.
Right, he's probably shaken. He's in first, and he's got 3 Brits behind him.
Oh, so he's still holding the first place.
Oh,
He's
there he
taking the
goes.
inside, defending.
Oh,
Ozzy
As
not able
Danks.
to make it happen. Danks on the inside of Ozzy. Breaks down nicely, both of them giving each other space. Naposha losing the back end, and so does Danks. And I think Ozzy is the one with the best exit of all the 3 of those cars.
Yeah, it certainly looks like that. Rossi up to fifth now.
Naposha absolutely styling this race. Ozzy looking up the
And-
inside, takes the
Nice move.
inside line and manages to get it, but Naposha is looking for the switchback. Goes for it again. Ozzy was a lovely move, and there we go. Naposha leaves the inside open, but Danks doesn't go for it. He knows Naposha's going to shut that door on him because he's not on long side enough. Ozzy eats a bin and throws it back, bounces off the windshield of Naposha, and all the while that this is going on, we've got Skipper, Rossi, and Mars chasing down this leading pack.
Yeah, they're getting really close to this pack as well. Like, but right now, Britain has 4 people in top 5. So Eastern Europe needs some more people up here to help Naposha. Skipper is definitely close, like 6 people in second and a half right now. That is some close racing.
Oh, Danks looks down the inside. Naposha gets sent wide. And Naposha has the wider line. He's going to have the advantageous position going into the final hairpin. He cuts him off on the apex. Danks is going wide. Naposha gets rotated around.
Oh,
blocks Danks
little,
off.
Me.
little incident between Rossi and Skipper.
No,
Rossi
just
keeps the
leave it
position.
on me.
oh.
Still fifth,
There you go.
Skipper sixth. They did lose a
But,
second.
keep us updated on that battle back there. We're watching from Mars's POV right now
Yep.
on the front 3, duking it out. Ozzy covers the inside. Naposha gets a better line than him. And Naposha is now right on the back of Ozzy as Mars just scrapes that wall, going so tight to the limits of the track. And
Didn't
there we
Rixon
go.
finish? Didn't Rixon finish like second in the previous race? Because he's currently down in 11th,
Yes,
unable
he did.
to make a move. Interesting.
I think this is the car that Rixon has practiced on the least, along with the dirt.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Rixon spent most of his time on the Porsche and the Ferrari. As far as I'm aware.
As this pack is still close together, Hank's still trying to make the move on the Naposha.
Yeah, Naposha blocking off the line, holds the inside line. Danks looking around the outside. Naposha's going to be going over the curb on the inside. Does he lose the back end of his car? No, he handles it nicely, as does Mars. And he manages to keep the position and even gains some time on Ozzy, who's still running up in first position.
Naposha's experience showing there. He knows how to block people from overtaking him. Always takes the inside.
Yeah, Naposha, one of the most aggressive, but also one of the most creative overtakers, I would say.
Yeah.
A lot of the time people will think that there's no move to be had, but Naposha will find a way to make it work. Sometimes it results in tears, but usually enough. It's actually just a very harsh but fair move.
And interesting that Ozzy is unable to escape this pack of cars while they are still battling for second place. I feel like he should be opening the gap right now and use this opportunity to get away from everyone. He's just unable to step on it.
Yeah, I think Danks probably fastest man on track. Mars and Ozzy though, they They don't quite have the pace of Danks, and I think Naposha might even be really fast. But they're keeping with it because Danks and Naposha are the ones fighting.
I'm getting some reports from down the track. I'm hearing some news about Kieran. He missed the checkpoint.
Sad times. And Rixon is actually catching up to the back of ESPRIT, so we'll keep an eye on that, the gaps.
He's still 2 seconds off, so.
Danks losing the back end of his car right there, looking for the move. Oh, he gets really nicely up on the inside. Naposha getting caught up on the curb. That's going to hurt his exit, but no, it doesn't. He still manages to get the traction, and Danks tucks into the slipstream once again. Slipstream in this Mazda, not very useful, but it still does exist. It's very slight, maybe a couple hundredths of a second.
Danks just needs to be patient here. Only 5 laps are done, 10 to go. Yep, he thinks better of it. He did not want to send it on the inside. As Mars gives him a little tap in the rear.
Oh, Danks got a really nice exit right there. Naposha going wide, doesn't hit the props though, but Danks should be alongside. There they go, side by side. Danks has the better run. Naposha's going to switch back. He's going to look for the dive down the inside, coming into this very tricky corner.
I could get dive bomb here.
Mars is really close as well.
But he knows. He called it out.
Yeah, it's the two of them.
No, Naposha does not look for the move. Oh, but Mars does. Mars looking down the inside of Naposha, completely crashing into the back end of his car, and Naposha's back loses the back end, gives him the nice driving. That wasn't the move that Mars was ever going to make happen.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Rossi is almost caught up with the pack. Less than a second behind. Oh, as he makes a mistake and goes wide. Only loses like half a second though, not even that much. Oh, we're gonna have 4 cars fighting for second position. But I do feel like Danks might get away with this now. That he's ahead of Naposha. As long as Ozzy lets him through.
I mean, Mars making contact a little bit with the back of Naposha's car gave Danks just a couple of tenths of a second, and that's all he needed in order to start to feel comfortable once again, and he might just be starting to crank up his pace. But I do know that Naposha is also very quick on this track.
Ooh, that was so close by Danks, so close to the wall. Ooh. He's really pushing.
Naposha once again losing the back end on exit.
She could not have been closer.
It's interesting to see that there are 4 members from EVO in this race, and they're all currently occupying places from 6th to 9th.
Oh, fucking stairs again.
Unfortunately, they are.
Ozzy makes a mistake. Danks is up the inside.
Didn't brake hard enough, so I hit the stairs.
I mean, it's Britain on Britain, so like not a huge deal though.
Yeah, but
And
Ozzy
Danks
probably
seems to
wants
be
his race
faster.
win.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's still keeping the first place.
Well, actually, let's hop on board with Rossi. Rossi currently with the best position on this battle.
Ooh. Hits Mars a little bit in the rear. Oh, as Danks is ahead of Ozzy now after the last corner.
They said that they were going to let him past. Ozzy said he would let him by in a couple corners. So that was premeditated team orders there from the UK team. And now Danks, I reckon, is going to fly away. One of the few drivers who's hit 24s.
Danks hit the building in the first corner.
Mars is actually starting to hold up Rossi. Rossi just bumping into the back of Mars as he has some consistency issues, and Mars hits the inside of the wall and falls backwards.
Oh. Meanwhile, just to give you an update, that Rixon made up 1 place, and he's right behind Skipper right now. He's within 1/10.
Here he goes. You can just see that very slight slipstream. He's creeping forwards on him. Go. Does he look for the move up the inside? Skipper kind of slightly covers it off. He needs to brake early, otherwise he's going to bump into the back end of his car. He does so, but only a little bit of a decent push.
Traffic lights didn't really slow him down.
Driftmeister in 31 actually only a little bit up the road as well, so if Skipper can't hold him behind, Rixon could start coming through the order really nicely.
As Rixon goes for it.
Diving up the inside. Holds his position, loses the back end of his car slightly, but he opens up the inside. Could dive in. There he is. He's
Skipper.
on the inside.
Skipper kept it clean all the way through.
Rixon doesn't get caught up on the curb.
Yeah, I feel like Skipper should have been more aggressive in that corner. As soon as Rixon opened the door.
Oh, Danks hit the wall. Massive mistake there from Danks. Danks hitting the wall, and that means Ozzy got pushed backwards, and now Neposha is right back in striking distance of the lead once again.
And there he goes. There goes Neposha. Better exit.
Yeah, so Danks' mistake actually means that Ozzy is the one who is worse off.
It compromised Ozzy's entrance to that exit on the straight, and Neposha says thank you very much, I'll have that second place.
There we go, Danks on the outside taking the wider line, carrying much more speed. That is the ideal right there. Maybe a bit closer to the apex, but you just see how many tenths that he's just slowly gaining as he goes up the hill after getting that great exit. Yeah, 3 tenths gained on this pack, who all went to the same line.
Yep.
Ozzy going
Four
to the
card.
inside line. More risky, but he does gain a couple tenths by doing that.
All four of these drivers right now have a chance at actually winning this race. And even though the race might have been decided, because Britain has 4 people in top 5, it's still anyone's race to actually win. Danks, Neposha, Ozzy, Rossi, even Mars is not that far behind it, although he is falling off a little bit now.
Oh, Ozzy actually makes a mistake right there. I think Rossi is definitely faster than Ozzy, but are there any team orders? Is he going to be asked to let by? Because it doesn't look like Ozzy can stay with Danks and Neposha.
Yep.
Rossi in the slipstream right now, just sitting right there. Mars in no man's land behind these 2 packs. What's the gap looking like between Rixon and Driftmeister?
It's actually 2 seconds, 3 even, so
Okay,
it's gonna be a little while. Yep.
Oh, Ozzy right there. Gets a worse exit. Rossi on the outside. He's going to stick to still being the outside as we come into the next corner. He goes through a prop. Ozzy really needs to let him by if he's going to do it. Rossi is really being slowed up right now.
Rixon caught up by 1 second in 2 corners. He's on it as well. He wants to get in there. I guess he's getting used to the car now. He knows the track already, and after 10 laps, he's doing great with the Mazda.
You can see them in front right now.
Who do we watch? Oh, Ozzy! Ozzy making a little mistake. Not losing much though, but oh, he might actually lose now. Yep, he might lose position to Rossi. He should definitely let him go.
Yeah, Ozzy really needs to pack out of this. Rossi definitely the faster of these 2 drivers, but it just depends whether they want to fight for pride or whether they want to try and take more points off of Neposha, who's up ahead.
Yeah, Ozzy brakes earlier. Yeah, Ozzy backed off. You might switch to Rixon now.
Yeah.
As he is within 1 second.
So back on board with Mr. Rixon.
I'll keep an eye on Danks and Neposha.
So yeah, Rixon 125.8, so not quite as quick as the drivers at the front, but still not slow in those 125 lap times as he begins to hunt onto the back of 31. Going very wide on that last hairpin, and that's what happens if you go over the curb.
That's not what he wanted.
Yeah, losing time hand over fist to the drivers in front, and Mars is actually falling back, and Driftmeister is catching him. Strangely enough.
Yeah, only two and a half seconds. Yeah, he's unable to keep up with the top 4. And Driftmeister and 31, not too far behind.
Oh no, Driftmeister made a big mistake, I think.
Oh no.
I think he just clipped a wall. Oh, but Rixon losing the back end of his car.
Yeah, Rixon's still struggling.
Just being a little bit too eager on the throttle, just going a little bit too hard over the curbs.
These races are going... Yeah, Ross is right behind him.
That is the bigger battle right now, so we're going to hop on board with that. Rossi on the back of Neposha. The pressure is on, and Rossi goes for it. Neposha tries to cut him off, but isn't able to do it. Closes the door too late, and that's Rossi up into second position.
I suppose Neposha did not expect him to go for that, otherwise he would have closed the door.
And while he was doing it, Rossi set a 25.2. So Rossi really on a tear right now. Same fastest lap as KcnaXii. So we're going to hop on board with the best view in the house right now, Ozzy.
Oh, Neposha touches that wall. Little desync.
And a desync touch. Unfortunate there for Ozzy. Just losing out to the netcode a little bit there. And then Rossi going through that traffic light causes Neposha to have a slightly compromised exit. But Ozzy doesn't seem to gain too much time off of that. So it looks like at the front three, those are going to be the orders that we see towards the end. But Ozzy versus Neposha, this is a battle that's been raging from the very start. Right from lap one, these two guys are at the front.
We're about to go on the 14th lap out of 15. These races are going fast. Like, damn. Rixon's still unable. Rixon's still unable to get closer to 31. He actually lost some time. I feel I feel Rixon could have been up there in 6th place if it weren't for those little mistakes he keeps making every single lap.
25.001.
Like, he has a really good last section of the track, but everything else he's struggling with.
KcnaXii hits a 25.001. Feels bad, man.
Oh wow. Oh, contact between Neposha and Ozzy.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Ozzy looks down the inside, but it's a bit too late in the corner. Neposha already committed to his line, so he's not able to make that happen. Neposha blocking off in the apex. Goes very slow, gets a poor exit right there.
Traffic light. You do not want to be the first to hit it.
Well, you don't want to be to second to hit it. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's even worse when it's on the road.
So Ozzy just about managing to get past Neposha, but Neposha is a very aggressive dive bomber. Does Ozzy cover the inside line? Yes, he does. Brakes on the inside, but if Neposha has predicted this, he can make it happen.
He has the bus stop.
And there it is. That's the bus stop, and Neposha gives him the see ya.
Yeah, I was about to say Neposha is not gonna give up on the podium place. And there he is. Still not over though. One more lap.
Ozzy gains all his time in that corner right there. He takes the inside line, which is much quicker than Neposha, who prefers to take the outside line. Oh, but Neposha loses the back end of his car. That's compromised his exit. Coming onto the last lap. Here it is.
Last lap now.
Last lap.
I think that this is the battle.
Get there.
Yeah, I was about to say this is the battle to watch. Neposha and Ozzy. Because Rixon is unfortunately 2.5 seconds down.
Oh, Ozzy looks down the inside. Ozzy goes for the dive bomb, but that's going to switch to the outside for the next corner.
Whoa!
Oh, and he loses the back end.
Lines. Interesting lines.
Just a little bit over-eager on that move right there. Press down the throttle. 0.6 of a second, now the gap.
Could be worse, mate. You could have been shagged by a lamppost last race.
It's like the order is all settled except for this 3rd place. Let's see. Can Neposha bring it home?
Oh, Ozzy with an extremely aggressive line right there. Closes the gap. Only now 4 to 5 tenths between them. As long as he has an excellent second to last corner, he can make it happen.
Yep. 2 corners to go.
Oh, he's doing it nicely. He set himself up. Switch back. Oh, so close.
not happening. If he had one more lap, then maybe, but
Oh,
And
so
Rixon,
fucking unfortunate.
yeah.
I didn't hit that bus stop.
he's so close. Look at that.
Oh.
And he's not going to be able to get the 7th position.
Wow, look at those lap times. All of the drivers pretty much in the 25s
Wow.
or the low 26s. Apart from Wuuzziy, who had some issues there playing on keyboard, of course.
We got it, yeah.
Difficult to play rear-wheel drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, excellent racing down the order. I mean, no one really getting DNF'd apart from Wuuzziy. Again, on keyboard, difficult times for him.
Well played.
yeah. I mean, this means Britain 2-0, Eastern Europe.